Hello guys, welcome to this tutorial. My name is Emmanuel. In this tutorial, we are going to be creating the flyer we have on our screen here. If you're new to this channel, kindly click on the subscribe button to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click on the bell notification icon to get notified whenever we post a new video. And if you're an old subscriber, thank you for coming back. The resources I'll be using in this tutorial will be linked in the description of this video. Kindly check it out for those who would like to follow the tutorial. Without further ado, let's get started. The first thing we want to do is to create our design canvas, and what we want to do is to delete the picture we have on our screen here. So we'll delete it. We'll head on to the three dot here, and then we head on to image size. The size for our design is going to be 1500 px by 1500 px, and then we'll click on OK. Now the next thing we want to do is to design our background, and to do that, the first thing we want to do is to head on to the plus icon here, and then we'll click on shapes. We'll add a rectangle to our design canvas. The next thing we want to do is to scale the rectangle all the way to fit onto our page like this. We'll scale it up like this, and then we'll click on OK. Now the next thing we want to do is to change the color of our rectangle. So we'll head onto the shape option here, and then we'll go to color, and then we'll activate the color, and then we'll put a gradient because we want it to be a blend of dark and light green. So we'll select a gradient, and then we'll edit the color to change it. So we'll select our gradient, and then we'll head down and we'll select this, and then because I've used this gradient on my phone, I have it selected here, so I'll just click on OK. You can use any shade of green to follow suit. So the next thing we want to do is to create the orange background that we have. That's the orange dividing line that we have here. So we'll head on to the plus icon, and then we'll click on shapes. We'll change it from a square to a circle. So we'll scale it all the way like this, and then we'll drag it like this, we'll drag it like this, and then we'll place it around here like this, and then we'll click OK. The next thing we want to do is to rotate our circle a bit. So we'll click on the rotate icon option, and then we'll rotate it like this. We'll rotate it like this, and then we'll place it here neatly, and then we'll click OK. Now the next thing we want to do to this circle is to give it a color. So we'll head on to the color option, and then it's going to be a gradient color because we want it to be a blend of yellow and orange. So we have a orange and yellow gradient here, so we'll activate it, and then we'll click OK. So the next thing we want to do is to select the circle, and then we'll duplicate it. So we'll make another copy, and then we'll place it somewhere here, and then we'll edit the color and change it to a white color. So we'll change it to a white color, and then we'll place it over here like this. So we'll make a little adjustment to this, and then a little adjustment to this like this, and we'll place it here, and we'll have it here neatly. So the next thing we want to do is to bring the picture of our samosa into our design. So we'll head onto the plus icon here. I have a picture already on my gallery, and then I will look for it, and then I'll place it on the design. So it's loading here, and I have it here like this, and then I will just crop it a bit like this, and then I'll click OK. So I'll drag it over here, and then I'll place it somewhere here neatly. I might make a little changes to it later on, but for now let me leave it the way it is, and then I think it's perfect. So the next thing we want to add is to add the menu which you have up, And then I've created it to make the tutorial short. So you head onto the plus icon and then to the gallery, and then you locate the source file, and then we have the menu option here. So we're going to crop it a bit to be easy for us to work with, and then like this, and we'll crop it like this, and then we'll click OK. So we want to drag it down a bit, scale it up a bit, and then we'll place it over here like this, place it over here, and then we'll click OK. So the next thing we want to do is to add the title for this flyer, which is the chicken samosa. We're doing a flyer for chicken samosa. So we'll head on to the plus icon here, and then we'll click on text, and then we'll drag it down here, and we'll double click, and then we edit it. We have chicken, and then we'll break it, and then we'll have samosa like this, and then we'll click on OK. Now the next thing we want to do is to change the font size and the font style. So we'll head on to the font option, and then we change the font to something bolder. So we'll change the font to something bolder, and then I'll use this, but you can use any font that is suitable for you. So I'll use this, and then I will increase the size a bit. Yeah, I'll increase the size a bit, like this, and then I'm going to italicize the font. So I'm going to italicize the font to give me an italic effect. So I come to the style here, and then I click on I to italicize the font. The next thing I want to do is to reduce the line spacing, because the space between the chicken and the samosa is a bit far from each other. So I'll adjust it like this, and then I'll click on OK. So I'll place it over here, and I'll make some adjustment to this, also make an adjustment to this as well, and then I'll place this over here like this, and then I'll place this here like this neatly. You can see our design is coming alive gradually. So the next thing we want to add is the net weight of the pack. We're going to add the net weight and also the quantity. So I've worked on that before, so it is linked in the resources in the description of this video, so you can download it to follow suit. So I have it from my gallery, and then I'll click on it. I'll go to gallery, and then I'll locate it, and I have it here, and I'll simply just crop it down a bit like this, bring it down a bit like this, and then I'll click on OK. So what I want to do is to scale it down a bit, and then I place it over here like this. So the next thing I want to do is to add the logo of this company. So I'll go to my gallery. I have the logo on my gallery, and it's also in the link to the resources in the description of this video. So I have the logo here, so I'll place it, but I'll scale it a bit to make it easier for me to work with. Scale it down a bit like this, scale it down, I'll scale it down a bit like this, and I'll click on OK. So I have it here, and I'll scale it down like this, and I'll place it over here. So the next thing I want to do is I'll just add a little effect to this title, chicken. I'll add a chicken head there, just to give it a nice look there. So I also have that on my gallery as well. So I'll go to my gallery, and then I'll locate the chicken head, and then I would like to scale it down a bit. I'll crop it down a bit like this and like this. um, like this, and I'll click on OK. So what I want to do is to scale it down a bit downward like this, and then I drop it here. So if you notice, some of these things are not placed properly, but I want to get everything in place before I rearrange it. So the next thing I want to add is the logo and the slogan, which is honeycomb food, tasty food, healthy food. So I head on to the plus icon here. I have it already in my gallery, and then I'll go to my gallery, and then I'll locate the file, which is this, and then I'll scale it down a bit, crop it down a bit like this, crop it down a bit like this, and I have it like this. So I'll click on OK, and then I'll bring it, and then I'll resize it, and then I'll place it here. So now, before I add the last thing, which is the ready to be served on top, let me place my resource properly. So I'll just do a little adjustment to all of this, just do a little adjustment, and then I will lock the layer to put it in place. So I'll lock this layer so that it doesn't move, and then I'll scale this a bit, scale this a bit, and then I will use the relative positioning option or the positioning option to be able to position this properly so that I don't have difficulty in moving it. So I have this way, and then I'll take this up a bit and I'll scale it, and I have it here. And then I'll also reduce this a bit because it's looking big, and I'll scale it, and then I place it over here. So I will lock this layer, I will lock it, I'll also lock this, and then I'll lock this as well. So the next thing is to place this properly. So I take it up a bit and I scale it like this, and I place it here. So the next thing is to position the logo properly, and then scale it, and then I'll also lock it so that I'll put it in place as well. So the next thing I need to add is the ready to be served on top. So I'll head on to the plus icon, and I'll add a shape, and then I'll scale it like this, click on OK, and then I change the color from white to red, and then I scale it up a little bit, and then I place it somewhere around here like this. So I like to move this a bit like this. So I'll add the text, drag it like this, and then ready to be served. So I click on OK, and then the next thing I want to do is to change the size and also change the font as well. So I go to the font, and then I change it to something bolder, and then I click on OK. So I drag it up and I place it neatly somewhere here. And then as you can see, our flyer is looking good. So the next one we want to do is to save it. But let me scale this samosa a bit. So let me unlock it, and then I'll scale it a bit. I'll scale it up a bit. And I have it neatly. So as you can see, our flyer is done neatly. So we'll save the project. We'll save the project. Clicking on the save icon will save the project, and then I'll save it as samosa flyer, and then I'll also save it as an image so that I can send it to my client. So I saved it as an image, and as you can see, our flyer is looking nice and good. So guys, we've come to the end of this tutorial. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next one.